Well, good morning and welcome to my normal Sunday morning video. I don't know what to say about this weekend. I don't, I'm reading all these articles with various reasons as to why to impeach him. They say impeachment will, you could put into the impeachment rules that he can't run in 2024. But he's not going to get impeached because it's only going to go through the House. It's not going to go to the Senate between Mitch the bitch and everybody else. They're not going to let it get through. The 25th Amendment, removing him from office, even though Pence requests it, he can turn around and pardon the prick. There's no happy ending to this situation. I've told you before, my ideal situation is that as he's leaving, nobody does anything. He walks out of there on January 20th and is met by about 1,000 people supporting him, and then all the cops that are there to arrest him from various cities and get served with about 75 or 85,000 lawsuits, or just one big class action lawsuit, wrongful death for what happened with the COVID virus, how he let people die. Um, I mean, it's amazing how people are trying to be heroes now. With Twitter banning him for life and Facebook doing the same thing because they know he can't do anything now. He's going to try this week. You know that he's going to try. He's going to try to get even with everybody this week. I read an article where say he's taking on big tech now. I also read where there's threats of violence on the day of the inauguration, and that they're thinking about giving weapons to the National Guard. Back in my day, we went to the armory and we got our guns. Um, I think they should give them bayonets this time, so that if they go to push them, stick them. I mean, this is just it's gotten to a point where. Some sort of violent bad vibe. Without the rumors of the violence and the articles being written, I've thought all along that Trump would create some sort of situation where there would be a lot of violence on inauguration day. I didn't think that it would come this early, that there would have been a violence at the Capitol or everything like that. I didn't think that. I thought that they would have left that up to the politicians, and he might have had a chance. He might have had. I don't think they could have, but there might have been at least. The politicians wouldn't have been bailing out on him right now as much as they are. He's it's the afterthought. You guys supported. You enabled him for 4 years. You didn't know what you were getting. You were too stupid to see it. The people that did know tried to warn you, and it didn't work. I didn't know. I had no way of submitting facts to you, although I was pretty confident that he was going to turn into a real asshole, that he was incompetent and whatnot. There was a personal opinion with a lot of basis of fact. Other than just you look at him and his family didn't. I knew his family didn't like him that much. I knew he had issues in the past. I mean, he did things that were racist in the past. Oh, excuse me, long night. I didn't realize he was as much of a racist as he was. I knew he was. From watching him in his casinos and everything, I knew that the way he treated people, that he was an elitist. I didn't know he was a white supremacist. I feel sorry. Well, actually, I don't know whether I feel sorry. She's got to have some sort of really good deal, because if she's hanging around, she's a pariah now. Where is she gonna go? She's gonna end up with cocktail parties with what? Guys in headdresses and stuff. This is the civilized world is not gonna be hanging out with Trump for a while. Because if you know this guy, if you can look at what's been going on and you understand what he's gonna do, then you know that makes no sense to try and hang out with this guy now. It's not gonna be safe around him. He's gonna be ranting and raving every chance he gets. I think he's going to spend a lot of time in court. At least I hope he is. He's a. I get tired of watching the elitists get away with stuff. Picking on the little guy, smacking him around. I don't know. I'm gonna change my glass. Hold on, I want to change my glasses here. Oh, okay. This is better. There's a little glare on the screen here. I don't believe that much is going to happen to him from the political point of from the congressional point of view right now. But I do hope that the civil authorities don't walk away from this. That they don't say, okay, he's out now, we can go back to doing what we were doing. I was hoping they wouldn't be doing this impeachment stuff and everything, but they would be sitting down and the Democrats would be sitting down and getting more stimulus money ready to be signed on by Biden. Although I heard he's not really that much in favor of the $2,000 stimulus checks either. I think that they should be planning on how they're going to get some. I know they can't get all of the Americans back because a lot of those jobs are gone. They're not coming back. Businesses closed, and unless these people are willing to transfer to another part of the country or something, they're never going to get the same job back again. I've had that happen to me and other people. Not now, but just during the ordinary life. When you're in a restaurant business, a restaurant closes, it's not opening again. What do? And you can't. You're never going to get that crowd of people that you had hanging out. None of that's ever coming back again. Some people wish for it constantly. I have a friend of mine. We worked together in a bar called the Rusty Scupper, and it was a fantastic 5.5 years for me. And I left because I just saw the writing on the wall. I said, "This isn't going. This cannot sustain. This business, it can't sustain this stuff like this. I can't sustain myself like that. I'm like, I'm already an alcohol. I was already an alcoholic by that stage. And it took me a few years after that to really get out of that. Sober up and everything like that. I wish I had done it sooner. I'd have to be a lot richer right now than I am. I might even have my own bar now, but that's another story. But looking at these jobs, you have companies that manufacture now. Maybe they won't go overseas, but they're going to do automation. And automation says, well, if I have 100 guys necessary to do this job right now by hand, I can turn around and have a machine take its place. And I saw that years ago working in the post office when I was working there as a temporary employee. They had machines there that replaced 10, 15 people. No problem. You had 3 of these machines on work on the same day, and you replaced 100 people. And eventually they had so many machines and it was so economical that they just got rid of they closed the whole building I was working in down, the whole distribution center, and moved it. Well after I left, but give you an example. I forgot how many people it said it took to handle the machine that I was working on. Was basically I did it. We had 2 people working the machine, and you got 300,000 plus pieces of mail handled in a 8-hour period of time. That's including it going through the sorter, getting delivered to the dock to be shipped out, and everything else. All that stuff. So they replaced. I forget how many people they said that would have taken to replace, but that's automation. That's what, and it was cheaper. Manufacturing plants use robots. It takes one man to oversee a line. It's all robotic now. If they do anything, they have people bringing the parts to an area where the robots can handle them. and that's going to be changed soon. You know, that look at the what was it? Walmart, I think, is using robots to stock shelves now. So it's just a matter of time, and it won't be the executives' positions that are getting removed. It'll be the lower end that's going to be replaced. You know, the people that can't afford to lose the job will lose their jobs to automation. You can't go into a job now and say, I'm going to be there for 20 years. It's not going to happen. You know, or I should say it's not going to happen, but the odds are against it happening. Even if you're into technology and whatnot, somebody staying 20 years in one place is kind of sort of a passe idea. It started, you know, a while back in my work career. So I mean, I looked at it and saw that wasn't going to happen. Um, my brother was always of the philosophy that you had to do a lateral even if you had to make a move every 5 years or so, even if it was lateral. It was the only way you were going to get more money, the only way you were going to get ahead. You know, and I don't know whether that's true or not. I made moves every 5 years just because of the business I was in and the type of individual I was at the time. People couldn't put up with me after 5 years. I don't know how much of industry is actually going to come back. I think you're looking at retail. So everybody's saying, well, yeah, but look at the retail. Well, look at Walmart and look at Amazon. And I'm saying, yeah, they're doing it online with less people. They're hiring shipping agents. These are minimum wage employees. You know, they're not hiring commission sales. They're not hiring commission sales. Retail wise, it's pretty much a thing of the past. I mean, you used to have Macy's and everything. Macy's was a great place to work. You got you got a nice discount. They gave you health insurance. Macy's is starting to close its stores. Macy's is going online. They have pickers. You know, ask how much a picker made working the floor. Ask somebody who had to run in the back to get stock at Macy's while the salesperson stood out front. The salesperson is gone. The salesperson is being replaced by an electronic catalog. You know, and when you call for help, you don't get somebody in Bayonne or something like that. You know, from the store, you get somebody in Bangladesh who's got a certain set of procedures they have to handle. Life is different now. Employment is different now. Manual labor is still a prize, but it doesn't pay well. It never has, never will. You know, pay greatly. Construction, eventually they'll start using robotic machines for construction because when you look at it this way, you take away the benefits. Let's take a crane operator, one of these guys that works 20 or 30 stories up in the air on a crane. The insurance to have that man there, the benefits to have that man there, and the $50 an hour they're paying him, where he may or may not work a full hour, you know, because he's dependent on people on the ground to position stuff so that he can pick it up. It has to be delivered. They still have to pay him. Now, if you put a machine there, you don't have to pay insurance anymore. You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay the ground. You can, when you do robotics, you don't even have to pay the ground support. So now you instead of having 10 guys. Let's say not 10. Let's give a conservative number. Say 6 guys involved in helping that crane get its stuff to it, getting stuff to that crane, and then getting it up in the air and taking it off. You now have 2 people, and the savings to the company is immense. They're not gonna not do that. And then you're talking about the next great thing, which here we go. I can't remember this guy's name. I'm having a mind fart right now, but saying that artificial intelligence is the next greatest threat to mankind. It's true. I mean, it's like when you watch science fiction, you watched or you read 20,000 Leagues below the sea and you discovered an atomic submarine. Okay, not the submarine. Submarine was already there, but an atomic submarine. And did we get an atomic submarine? We did. What was it named? The Nautilus, the same as the one in the book. So now you have Stephen Hawking is the guy I'm talking about. Now you have Stephen Hawking looking at artificial intelligence and telling you it's dangerous. Look at the movies. Look at. I was watching an old version of the Terminator in one of the first couple of movies, and they were talking about how it all this company, how it all started. They developed this chip that thought. You know, now they're telling you that this chip was like a human brain, but there was a chip developed by Bell Labs back in the late '70s, I'm going to say, or early '80s, that I called a learning chip because it was capable of learning from its mistakes. And I named it the Terminator chip, and that's what happens. You take a machine. If a machine ever becomes aware, they call it becoming aware. It's where it becomes almost a conscious entity. If that ever happens, they'll realize they don't need us. We're actually a detriment. We don't do anything. They say, well, maybe we need a few. But then eventually they'll do what we're doing. We're taking machines to replace humans to oil, lubricate, do all this. We'll do the same thing for themselves. And they can manufacture themselves and reproduce at an amazing rate. They don't need us. And you'll have a situation like the Terminator movie. You know, I'm one of these people. We're going to go into this in another time, but we talk about how I feel about aliens and stuff like that. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody sitting out there knows what's going to happen on January 20th, other than that Biden becomes president. I hope he's there. I hope he's healthy. I hope he makes it all 4 years. But they better do something. Anyhow, let's not be around during the week, as things develop and whatnot. I'll come back here. If you want to read, you can go to WordPress and Flounder's Great Adventure. That's my written blog. Or come back and see me. If you like what even if you don't like what you see, subscribe to me. Help me out a little bit, okay? All right, talk to you later. Bye.